Venezuela, a South American country located on the northern coast of the continent, has been undergoing an economic crisis in recent years that has caused suffering of the civilian population. In the past 5 years, Venezuelan exports have decreased from around $93 billion to $34 billion due to their oil production business collapsing. The Chavez administration controlled all businesses, such as the oil business, and completely destroyed the true private sector of the country. With the drastic decrease of exports, there is less money to fund the needs of the people, causing major poverty with scarce goods and services. Due to the lack of goods and resources they are exporting, the monetary value of their importation has decreased as well, from $36 billion 5 years ago to $28 billion today. Along with importation decreases, the currency of Venezuela, known as the Bolivar, has had a very high inflation. The high inflation of the Bolivar is due to socialistic components of the Chavez administration. With complete currency control, businesses struggled to grow, and other stronger foreign currencies failed to enter the country. With overspending of the government, many goods and services became scarce, affecting the entire Venezuelan population, not just private businesses. In order to have grocery food, medicine, and cars not scarce, Venezuela must increase the freedom in the private business sector of the country. By allowing businesses the freedom to buy and sell how they wish, this allows for risks to be taken, leading to a stronger economy and a greater amount of necessary goods for the people. Currently, food from the grocery store is around 5 times the price of minimum wage, with price inflation occurring year by year. With such a high cost, Venezuelan citizens are unable to afford basic foods to survive. The reason for the food shortage is due to Venezuela's reliance on imports. With the money they created from oil partnerships, Venezuela began relying on outside sources for food, weakening their local farms and food supplies. When the money from oil stopped coming in around 2014, the local farmers could not keep up with the new demand for food. Food is demanded by all people, but due to its limitation, it became very scarce in Venezuela. Another scarce item in Venezuela has been cars. Venezuela relies on outside countries for car production, since they do not produce cars themselves. With the limitation of cars, the price for cars is incredibly high. Currently in 2017, a new 2012 Ford Explorer SUV is about $60,000, and the value immediately depreciates once it becomes used. Along with cars, medicine is also very scarce. Like food and cars, Venezuela relies on outside countries to produce their medicine. With their financial crisis, the country has asked the United Nations for help in supplying more medicine to the country due to its current limitation. The price for medicine has increased due to its continued demand for people battling illnesses. Another scarce good is toilet paper. 95% of the toilet paper in Venezuela is imported from other South American countries. With a lack of toilet paper importation, the price is very expensive and makes the good very hard to find. From personal experience, I have many Venezuelan friends who have sent toilet paper to their family members for them to have better hygiene. It's a troubling economic time for the people of Venezuela, and they are desperate for a solution to their problems. The Venezuelan people are not at fault for the mistakes the government has made regarding oil businesses. For the people of Venezuela, it is an injustice that 94% of the population is poor and cannot afford food. With current situations, there are some alternatives that can be done with some scarce goods. With cars, Venezuela only imports them new from outside countries. As an alternative, Venezuela could begin to manufacture new cars within the country or import used cars. Both of these alternatives come with benefits and disadvantages. For building new cars within the country, the major benefit is that Venezuela no longer has to rely on outside countries to supply them with the good. But the opportunity cost would be that the government would have to use their own resources that are limited. For importing used cars, an advantage would be that the cars could become affordable for the average citizen, but the opportunity cost would be that the government would still have to rely on outside countries for cars. Even with these minor alternatives, the government itself needs to take action and make drastic changes. One mistake the government is currently doing is that their mixed economy leans heavily with centrally planned components. With a leaning centrally planned government, no risks are able to be taken by private investors. Rather, all the risks must be placed by the government administration, who often have little understanding of how the business itself actually works. Since they are not usually the most suitable candidate to make decisions for the business, risks are rarely taken, causing no potential growth for the economy, only potential decrease. This has been shown with the Chavez administration under the failing oil businesses. As well as controlling all businesses, the Chavez administration has had complete control on the Bolivar, causing high inflation. The main objective of the government should not be to restrict economic freedom for businesses, but rather to allow it to grow in order for the economy to flourish. If the Venezuelan government makes these changes, the future looks brighter for the poor civilians who currently only have hopes and dreams.